Thank you for checking out this episode of Creator Spotlight. I'm going to be talking with Tessa Smith of Mama's Geeky, an entertainment, film critic, and gaming site that does so much more than just that. We're going to be talking about how she's cultivated a really vibrant audience online, as well as how she navigates brand partnerships. Tessa, thank you so much for being on the show today. We're excited to have you. What type of content can people find on Mama's Geeky?
So it's all about everything geeky, everything that falls under that entertainment umbrella. So we have movie reviews, television series reviews, but then I also cover video games and comic books. Basically everything that you if you're an entertainment buff, you can relate to that, which includes celebrity interviews as well, maybe about their projects of a certain movie they're working on, or a television show they're working on, or even maybe a comic book they've written.
And you have quite the extensive collection behind you. I'm gonna go off script a little bit here. Is there any particular item behind you or in your background that's like a favorite like collector's item?
So one of my favorite items, and it's probably one of my favorite items because it actually came from a fan, from a subscriber. They sent me this proof that Tony Stark has a heart, which Iron Man is my boy. I love Iron Man. I cry literally every time I watch that movie. So this really means a lot to me. Yeah. I love it because it's Iron Man, but I love it because it helps give me a sense of that community that I'm building.
So for our audience that's watching right now, do you have any tips on how to connect and build an audience?
Yeah, so I think the most important thing is to be yourself, because I will tell you, listen, you're gonna get comments either way. If you love something or you hate something, there are gonna be people who disagree with you. So just don't worry about that, and don't try to just be a people pleaser. That's most important, I think. And also make sure that you cover what you know. If you try to fake something, fans are gonna know. So don't come out and be like, oh, and talk about some character you don't know about. Do the research if you wanna learn about that character. Read their comic books, watch their movies, but don't just try to fake it, because they're definitely gonna find out. And the other tip I will say is don't shy away from the comments. I feel like one of the things I was always told was don't read the comments, ignore them, because there is going to be hate in the comments. But I've had a lot of fun really building a community in the comments and talking back and forth and exchanging thoughts and having actual debates, like not, toxic debates, but real debates with other people in the comments. And I think it's important to engage with your audience, and that's going to really make them come back.
What is the importance of building relationships with brands, no matter what type of a creator you are?
So you need to know it's a partnership. You're gonna give some, they're gonna give some. And that's what's most important about it, is you wanna be someone they go to when, I have this product or this movie or whatever it is that I would love for someone to cover this. You want to be in the first few people they think of. So you wanna have that relationship, whether it's just checking in with them every once in a while, or making sure that you don't ignore emails when they come in. That's very important. Even if you feel like it's something that's not a fit for you, don't just delete the email. Write back and explain, this isn't a fit. I seriously would still love to work with you in the future on something that is a fit.
So you highlighted the benefit for any creator to work with brands. How have you done that within the entertainment space?
I'm always doing follow-ups, which is really important too. Don't be afraid to follow up, because if you say you sent an email, these people get a ton of emails as well. So you're following up with them. And that's actually a real strong case. Recently, Spider-Man No Way Home is coming out, and I had sent an email a while back letting them know I was interested, letting Sony know, and I did a follow-up, and now I'm confirmed to screen it. Oh, that was Lizard, right? Oh my gosh. And she said, thank you for bumping this to the top of my inbox. I had completely forgotten, so.
How do you balance going for the biggest, most popular topics versus finding the niche topics that don't have coverage, but there might be, 1,000 true fans that are obsessed with that?
Yeah, well, you're always going to have the most competition with stuff that everybody is watching. And that'll likely reflect in your view count on your website or your YouTube channel, just because all the major outlets are going to be covering them as well. Of course, still cover them, because especially if your audience is interested and you're interested in it, it's something that you definitely want to cover. But I've noticed a lot when I get sent indie movies, for example, and I decide to watch them. Some of the best movies are indie movies, and I cover them, and I'll get so many views because people are like, I've been looking for a review on this, or I did like an ending explained video for this movie Archive, and almost nobody had covered it. Hey guys, last week a movie called Archive came out, and this has got to be one of my favorite sci-fi movies of the year. And you see that jump, skyrocket in views because people are like, yay, you're actually covering this.
Tessa, is there anything else you wanted to share with our audience before we wrap up?
My biggest advice to everyone is seriously just be yourself and don't fake it. You want to love what you're doing, or it's going to become too overwhelming and you're probably going to quit where you could have gone so much farther in this career. So just make sure you stick with what you know and what you enjoy. Don't try to be somebody else. Don't try to copy somebody else's content. Do what you love, and you're going to have a blast with it, and you're going to succeed.